Alright, hello chat. It is. Alright. Wait, wrong tab. There we go. Why is it so small? Oh, wait. Okay, I know why it's so small. There we go. Wait, fuck, I gotta open the world. Give me a minute. There we go. There we go, okay. Good evening. Welcome to your daily dose of chaos. Checking things real quick. Let me do that. I'll be playing some Stardew Valley. I don't really have much to say. I just realized I really don't have a lot to talk about. That is great. What have I done today? Did some work on the all about bacteria, Bacillus anthracis stuff. You might have seen that because I posted a little bit about it on Twitter, and then also streamed a little bit of the process. So that was fun. I'm awake, I promise. It is. I have not slept, and I slept. I went to bed at like 2 a.m. yesterday. 2 a.m. And then I woke up at 6 a.m. against my will. And I've been up since 6 a.m. without a nap. It is horror. The horror. I am an eepy little guy. But hey, it's stream time. Let's go. We're having fun. That's always the goal of these, is just fun time. Yeah, so I'm tired, but I've at least been productive, so yay me. The weather was nice outside today too, so I went outside. That was fun. Wow, breaking news. The streamer touches grass. Impossible. It was fun though. I went outside because it was like 70. which might, like, for some people that might not sound that nice, because it might sound like what, 70? But it's also still technically, spring hasn't started yet because it's the beginning of March. Spring won't be here for a little while longer, and I live somewhere where it gets cold in the winter and there's, snow. So I'm having a nice day in the middle of, like, what's that called? Like, the last bit of winter before spring is nice. It's nice. So I went outside. I was productive. Did some stuff. I don't really. Today's probably not going to be a talking stream. I'm going to try at least, but I don't know. No, I don't got much to say, but I'm going to try and have something at least to say. No guarantees it's going to be anything interesting, but, like, hey. Yesterday's stream was, I think, the longest I've done in a while. Like, 3 hours? Almost 3 hours, not exactly. That was fun. We got to Gardenia. We beat Gardenia, I think, on the first try, and then we had Jupiter. And I had the realization of, oh shit, my team is really weak to Psychic. How do I fix that? And then, turns out, in Pokemon Platinum, you can't catch a fucking skunky for some reason, which is kind of stupid, in my opinion. It's like, is there any real benefit to that? No. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't want to look at the crop point, but I want to look. Nope. There we go. Yeah, let's grab the cactus fruit, because I think the vault's going to be open for a little bit. You. I can save you. Gonna need a poppy eventually, I think. I think you need a poppy for one of the bundles, because these aren't randomized. So. Oh yeah, you do need a poppy for the one of the community center bundles. I forgot. Yippee. Oh, let's see. So, updates. No stream Wednesday. Well, no new stream. I might rerun a VOD from a past stream. But no actual, like, live Bacilli. More like past Bacilli. Because I have... Originally, I had scheduled the stream for, what's it called? I'd scheduled the stream for, like, 10:30 a.m.? Somewhere in that time range. And, so I'd scheduled the stream, and I'm like, okay, this will be fine. And then, today... Because I made the stream schedule yesterday, I think. Today, I got a call from a place. And this place I had been on a waiting list for a long time. Because, like, I'm 19 at the time that this referral got placed. Not referral, but like, no, yeah, referral, that's the word. Got placed. I would have been 17, almost 19. Not 19. Wow, I just skipped 18. I would have been 17, almost 18, and at the time I was receiving some psychiatric care through a children's hospital. And they had a certain age cap, and it's complicated, and I don't want to get into the whole complicated actual explanation. The point is, they were like, hey, you need to go see adult services. And I'm like, yeah, I'd like that. Because, that's what I wanted. So, went ahead at an appointment. My primary, I think that's what you call it. I don't know. But doctor I see for my meds was like, okay, cool beans, cool spaghetti-o. I'll send a referral to this place. And we're like, okay. And fast forward, like, I want to say, like, half a year. I'm like, I'm still on the wait list. I haven't heard anything back from them. And I'm like, okay. So I call them back. Because I call them and like, hey, where am I on the wait list? And they're like, you're here. And the wait list has not moved. And I'm like, what? And they're like, oh yeah, we can't take new clients because we don't have enough therapists to take new clients. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, and that was like, I think September. That's when I did that. September 2023. And then, today, they're like, oh hey, you moved up on the wait list. Do you want, like, a thing? And I'm like, okay, cool. So, scheduled it 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. Completely forgetting I had already scheduled my stream. And so I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just cancel the stream. Because your physical health is important, more important. Well, okay, your physical health should be more important to you than it is the internet. The same goes for me. I'm not going to prioritize my, it's not specifically physical health, but my, I'm not going to prioritize my internet presence over my own health, especially not my mental health, because I have issues. I have issues. That's just a good summary of it. And even though I'm probably the most stable I've been right now in at least a good several years, I'd still would like therapy. Because at least it would be, good, consistent thing of like, hooray, therapy. Because it's like, wow, if anything bad comes up, I can just yell at my therapist about it. Not yell, but like, you know what I mean, right? Not yell, because that's mean. But like, speakery do about it. And I won't have the risk of, me being upset or, taking it out on people. Because I've seen how that happens to people, and I don't want to do that. No, I won't be that. So, yay. Therapy, which is also nice because I've not had therapy in a while. Because, again, the situation's complicated. Oh, hey, fruit. Yippee. Fruit chat. We're winning. Yes, so that's what I did today. And that's why stream is canceled for Wednesday. There might be me rerunning a VOD, but no new stream, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, at least I got a stream yesterday, which was cool. Wait. No, wait, hold on. Fuck. At least I got a stream today. That's what I meant. Because usually I don't stream on Wednesdays because I have class, and class complicates things because it's like a late afternoon lab, so I have to do my lab stuff in the morning. I have to go to the lab, and I have to get out of the lab, do the lab, then get out of the lab, and just ugh, not fun. Pro tip: full-time college sucks. Unless you are absolutely positive that your field requires you to get a college degree, don't do it. Like if you don't know what you want to do with your life, and like you just got out of high school, and you're like, okay, maybe I wanna go to college. Maybe I don't. You don't know what you want to go and do for the rest of your life. Pro tip: just get a fucking job. Get a job, save money, and use that time to kind of figure out, okay, what do I want to do? And then if you're like, okay, the thing I want to do requires college, you can go do college at that point. Just general life advice. For me, I know the thing I want to do requires me to have at least an associate's, preferably a bachelor's and or master's. Because I want to go into microbiology. So I'm like, okay, I have to go to college. There's no way around it. So that's why I'm in college. Because I'm like, but general life advice is, if you don't know what you're gonna what you're gonna do, and or what you want to do in life, don't go to college. Like, at least not right away, because that's a lot of money. It's very expensive. Because I kid you not, this semester I had to get 3 books for 1 course, and that cost $300 fucking dollars. I wish I was joking. But I'm not, which is the sad part. Like, 300 fucking, like, dollars on books. And that's not even counting, like, the cost of the actual class itself. And all of that. And then there's also the thing of, like, if you're living off campus, you have to factor in, like, you're gonna need a job to pay for things, unless you're living with, like, family. Because if you're, also pro tip, go to college in state. If you're in the States, go to a college in your state. It's significantly cheaper than going to an out-of-state college. It's not, it's not cheap by any means. It's still pretty fucking expensive, but it's not as expensive as going to an out-of-state college. General life advice from your local cat. So yeah, that's Miss Meal. So yeah, but I did do a little unscheduled stream today. Wasn't a long stream, but that was fun because I was like, okay, I have some time. Family member's gonna be, taking a nap, so I'm not gonna be bothering them if I'm at least, you know, as long as I'm not too loud, I wouldn't be bothering them. So I was like, okay, coolio, cool beans. I can stream for a little bit. I ended up not streaming for super long because I mean, middle of the afternoon, my time was when I was streaming, and it's like, not only people are, you know, going to tune into that. Plus, it was a research stream. So, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, which by the way, go follow me on Twitter, at BasiliBoy on Twitter, for stream schedule, whenever I'm going live, notifications about whenever I go live, and just general updates from your local cat. But so if you haven't seen that, sorry for the Twitter play, I had to. But if you haven't seen that, which I'm pretty sure at least some of you probably haven't, I've been working on a thing because that's like, in case you also haven't realized this from the auger plate as an icon and the name BasiliBoy. I like microbiology. I've mentioned this numerous times in different streams. Going into microbiology, that's my field of interest in terms of science. So, and I was like, okay, I like my field. I'm passionate about my field. I think it'd be fun to just sit down, take a bunch of notes, compile all the notes, and then talk about a bacteria, which is what that's gonna be, kind of. It's an very rough summarization of what I'm trying to talk about, but so that's a thing. Wait, oh, it's not working. Okay, fuck. So that's a thing, and so to start that out, the little series, which by the way, that's probably going to be a very infrequent thing, just because for those streams, I want to at least know what I'm talking about, and be able to provide some in-depth knowledge and not just be like, here's what I read off, here's an entire Wikipedia, just word for word. I want to be able to give you like, here's some information about the thing. If it causes a disease, here's what that disease causes. Here's some more information about it. What's some of the recent research we have on it? If it's pathogenic outbreaks, type of things. Type of things. So those streams and that all about bacteria thing, probably at least every 2 months. That's what I'm gonna try to do, is every 2 months, one of those types of streams. No promises. Again, full-time college student. College is rough. Why am I hitting the ground? But I want to try and do it at least every 2 months, at like a minimum. Because A, fun stream concept. B, it's an excuse for me to actually read scientific papers and then also just ramble to people about bacteria for a solid 2.5 hours, probably. Hour and a half to 2 hours. Depending on what I'm talking about. Because, again, like, some of those are probably going to be longer than others. Like, I think the Bacillus anthrax one is definitely Bacillus anthracis, not Bacillus anthrax. Anthrax is the disease caused by the thing, not the thing itself. Jesus Christ, there's so many fucking slimes. Ugh. God. Jesus Christ. So many slimes. So that's gonna be a fun thing. I have, and that stream I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stream the process a little bit. Like, of me working on that. I didn't show me working on it because that would have required me to figure out screen sharing, and I didn't want to take that potential security risk of, because, like, what if I screen share something and I accidentally show something like my college? that type of thing. So, womp womp. But it was a fun stream. I think, at least for me, it was. Don't know how fun it was to watch. At least for me, it was fun, and that's all I. Well, I'm not gonna say that's all I care about, but that's not necessarily all that matters either. But I need a crab. You know, can I eat it? No, I can't. I forgot you can't just eat straight up crab. That's bullshit. So yeah, that was fun though. Getting to do that. And okay, I am very low on energy. I'm still low on energy. This is fun. um, so I keep hitting the do nothing button instead of leave mines. I'm an idiot. So that was a fun thing. Um, I'm looking really forward to that because I think it's super exciting. Oh, proven it. Oh fuck, I forgot. It's gonna sell the slime gloop. Womp womp. Big womps in chat. So I think that I'm really excited for that though, because the first one's gonna be in the All About Bacteria series is gonna be Bacillus anthracis, and then the I think the second one I'm probably gonna do E. coli, which is gonna be a monster to do, because in case you don't know, E. coli is not just pathogenic. That's only one specific strain of E. coli. Well, not just one specific strain, but usually when you hear about E. coli being pathogenic, you're hearing about specific outbreaks, and usually those specific outbreaks are talking about Shigna toxin. Wait, Shigna toxin E. coli, which are specialized strains of E. coli that produce Shigna toxin. And Shigna toxin is very bad. Very bad, very nasty. It can cause a lot of unsavory side effects, which makes it kind of not great. And by kind of not great, I mean very not great. You don't want it. You don't want it at all. Do not get you don't want it. But there's a lot of strains of E. coli. There's probably E. coli inside you right now, I hope. We use E. coli in the production of certain types of proteins, like, for example, the production of insulin, synthetic insulin. Use it in that, and just in general, E. coli is pretty useful to have around. It's a really easy pathogen to work with, and also not all of its strains are pathogenic, which also makes it really great for lab usage, especially in labs where what you can handle in terms of bacteria is pretty limited, like a BSL-1 lab. It's also incredibly cool because it's not as cool as some other bacteria, but it's incredibly cool when you stop and think about it, because it's like, huh, this thing, we can use it for, like, medical purposes? That's insane. That's mind boggles. Mind boggles? That's a word, yep. That's a word. Oh my god. Oh, BSL-1. Okay. Hello, Locker Snap. So, I'm gonna pause the game real quick to explain. So, there are gonna be talking about American terminology here real quick. So, so BSL-1 stands for biosafety level, and then the 1 denotes which of the levels it is. So, basically, biosafety levels are there to kind of, like, give an idea of what safety precautions you need to take in the lab to prevent those who work in it from getting, infected with potentially harmful pathogens, and prevent contamination from getting out of the lab, or that type of dealio. There are 4 levels. I think I just mentioned that, and these levels are determined by things like disease transmissibility, disease severity. Transmissibility is just how fast it spreads, and whatnot. Like what type of work's being conducted, like that type of thing. So BSL 1 is the lowest safety level, and BSL 4 is the highest. So you got BSL 1, BSL 2, BSL 3, BSL 4. BSL 4 is the you're not gonna have a good time. So BSL 1. So I'm gonna pull a lot of information from a guide by the CDC because it's a training guide as like recognizing the biosafety levels, and so I'm gonna pull a lot of information from here because it's just a really good way of danger levels is a good way to put it. But so certain strains of non-pathogenic E. coli fall under BSL 1. Something you probably haven't thought about is, okay, so you heard of MRSA, right? So if you don't know what MRSA is, it's methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Again, it's a specific strain of Staphylococcus that is resistant to, it has antibiotic resistance. It's a very big problem in medical settings, specifically hospitals. Oh, yeah, it's a big problem. It's a big concern because it's basically antibiotics are our way of killing bacteria. But when they don't kill bacteria, you get problems, and that can be really bad and nasty because if you take away the thing that we are using to, treat the thing, everything goes to shit. And MRSA can be really dangerous and really deadly. But MRSA is a specific strain of Staphylococcus aureus. But, and I think the MRSA strain probably would be a higher biosafety level, but Staphylococcus aureus itself is listed as a BSL-2. And BSL-2 is kind of like, you're just adding a little bit. Like, you got an autoclave, which is kind of like, think of a dishwasher. Add the ability to pressurize things and make it way bigger and way more good. That's not proper English, but that's close enough. And then you got BSL-3, which is like the really nasty shit. So COVID is a BSL-3, and then tuberculosis. So tuberculosis, fun fact, is actually caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And it is a BSL-3. It is very, very dangerous. If you know, you know. And then BSL-4 is the basically, you're going to have the worst fucking time of your life. And to quote the CDC on this one, the microbes in a BSL-4 lab are dangerous and exotic, posing a high risk of aerosol-transmitted infections. Infections caused by these microbes are frequently fatal without treatment or vaccination. And an example of that is Ebola. Ebola is a BSL-4, and there are very few BSL-4 labs. To give you an idea, a BSL-4 lab is the highest you can go, and there are very few BSL-4 labs out there in the world. I think the CDC has one in Atlanta, and I think that's the one I know of, at least. I'm not sure if that's the only one. It might as well be. But BSL-4 is basically like, you think of BSL-1 as kind of like a toddler. Think of BSL-4 as a trained... I wouldn't say that, though, because a lot of people... I guess it depends on what you want to do as your job. Because... And also, BSL-4s are usually run by very prestigious people. Not people, but universities and, like... Is that my cat snoring? Prestigious, institutions like, again, CDC has one. So, um, it depends on how. It depends. I wouldn't say there's not a lot of people who would want to work at a BSL 4, because I feel like if you're going to work in a lab like at that level, you probably know what you're doing, and you know that hey, you're comfortable handling things that can fucking kill you. For me personally, I probably wouldn't want to work in a BSL 4 lab. Definitely wouldn't be a like say no to it, but if I had to pick between a BSL 4 and a BSL 2, I'm picking a BSL 2 any day of the week. uh, but yeah, so biosafety levels are basically the benchmark of how bad is this. Um, so yeah. Also, fun little thing because I'm still on the pause screen. Um, Coli, the cat in this, is named after E. coli. I mean, the C in that shouldn't be capitalized because coli is the. I don't think I've watered my plants. Oh no, I did water my plants. Did I water my plants? No, I did water my plants because I watered my plants and then I went inside to go look at the Queen of Sauce and then. Okay, there's the cat. No, yeah. But microbiology is very cool. Also, fun fact that you might already know because it's a really common fact. You're gonna hear it. Um, Viruses are not living things. They are obligate intracellular parasites, basically meaning that they can only survive if they have a cellular host. Without that host, they are, nope, not existing. Fun, right? Yeah. Uh, so that's a fun fact. It's a really common fun fact about viruses, but fun fact. Alright, I keep forgetting the elevator doesn't fucking work. Because I haven't gotten to fourth live yet. Yep, we're fine. I'm fine. Okay. But yeah, bacteria are incredibly fun. Um, so yeah, I also feel very passionate about bacteria because I obviously am going into microbiology. I probably should feel passionate about at least something in that field of study. And to be fair, it's not just bacteria, because I do in fact like talking about viruses. I do in fact like um, prions. Prions are cool, but they terrify the ever-loving shit out of me. Cause so you probably never have heard of a prion. Maybe you have. If you go hunting, and you live in specific states, you might have heard of a prion. But so prions are fun, and by fun I mean I mean very dangerous and very scary. Because a prion cannot be killed. It's not even a living thing. It's not even like a virus. It is a protein, and it is not a. Okay, the Lone Star tick. You're thinking of Lyme disease, and I don't think Lyme disease is, because I think Lyme disease is caused by not a prion, but no. Prions are, if you've heard of chronic wasting disease in deers or mad cow disease, if you're old enough to remember that. I'm not old enough to remember that, but I know what it is, because there was an outbreak of that in the UK, and not a lot of people were happy about that. Lyme disease. Lyme disease. Yeah. Oh. No, yeah, Lyme disease is caused by either Borrelia Bergdorferi or Borrelia mayani, which are bacteria. What the fuck? I'm gonna mute myself real quick. You get one thing.
Ho.
Siblings. Fun. Joy. Don't touch it. If you unplug this, I swear to God.
Is it turned off now?
Hold on. Alright, thing left. We're good.
Ho.
Bitch. I love you. Yeah, I had my mic muted. Just safety precaution, because I don't think my sister knows a single fucking thing. What any of my siblings really know. Single fucking thing about internet. Well, not necessarily internet safety, but internet safety specifically for streaming. And I'm not about to fuck around and find out with my internet safety. I'd rather chew a stick of dynamite before I do that. But prions. So prions are misfolded proteins. Which are not good. So you've heard of denaturation of proteins, which is also not good. But in the case of prions specifically, we're talking about very bad things happen when you misfold a protein. Um, we're talking about very bad things. So, and the thing about prions are, it's incredibly luck based in the worst way possible. If you know RNG from video games, think of it like real life RNG, but instead of being like you get treasure, it's more like you get an incredibly horrific disease that slowly kills you. It's not even like an all animals experience this thing because, for example, horses do not have prion disease, even though they have the protein, the correctly folded protein that, you know, if it were to misfolded would cause prion disease. Horses just do not experience prion disease. What are you doing? I have cats as well. Siblings, cats. I really don't like living with my family, but hey, college is expensive. Oh, what the fuck is that? White algae. Okay. Munch. But so prion disease is a basically random genetic lottery in the worst way possible. And right now it's a big concern in parts of the United States because of chronic wasting disease, because we have the same proteins, and in humans there is a prion disease called Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. And we know that from cows specifically, because if you've heard of mad cow disease, which is we know from that it's possible for them to transmit prions to us by eating meat from an animal that has died of prion disease. So the CDC and is generally concerned that, oh shit, what if this is possible via chronic wasting disease in deer? Not just specifically deer, it's also elk too, but I think deer is a more common example than elk, because elk are really only in that super northern part of the country. But but there's actually a genuine concern about that happening, which is why generally if you're hunting, you should be careful and cautious, especially if you see a deer that looks sick and is acting weird. But so prions cannot be killed by chemical disinfection. They cannot be pressure cooked. They can't really be killed by heat, and they can stay in the soil for decades, and they can take years for symptoms of prion infection to manifest. You could get you could get prion disease tomorrow, and you would not experience symptoms for you might not experience symptoms for literal decades. It's incredibly scary, and they are incredibly terrifying. Especially when you consider the fact that they can lay dormant in soil for decades. There's no real strong way to just get rid of them. You can get them by eating a dead animal that, you know, had prion disease, and and you can't really tell if an animal has prion disease before dying. You can take an educated guess based on symptoms, but you can't actually test for it because it's a protein, and you can't test necessarily for when it comes to proteins. You can't necessarily test especially while living, that specific protein is, how do I say this, normal, I guess would be the best way to say it. I don't know, but you can't necessarily test while a thing is living to tell if this protein is normal or if it's not normal, for lack of better words. You can do that after an animal has died, though, because those proteins will naturally break down over time, the correctly folded ones, whereas the misfolded ones won't, which makes it a lot easier to tell um, whether or not an animal has, had this, which is why there's post-mortem testing in certain areas for chronic wasting disease. But it's not something you can test for while alive. Oh, hey, we got enough parsnips. Hooray, yep boy. Which is terrifying. There's a lot of things that make prions terrifying. Also, to answer your question, locker snapper. I don't think. Is there any ways to improve testing? Are they working on ways to improve testing? I would assume so. Although, to be fair, it could be kind of hard to find scientific information, especially if that scientific information is. I don't know how to say not complete because that's not completely correct of a term, because it doesn't quite correctly describe the process of scientific. Basically, it's complicated. So, I'd assume yes in terms of working on testing. But also, it's complicated because, unlike a virus where we can test for something like antibodies, or, test for something like antibodies, or a bacterial infection where we can take a swab from a patient and grow it on an agar dish, you can't really. Because, we can distinguish between one protein and the other protein, but that's a problem, is you can't really distinguish the way the protein is folded, at least not as far as I'm aware at the current state of the time. Although they're probably working on technology, but then there's also the fact that it's not. It's a looming threat, but there's not really. It's not really an active pandemic, and in case you have been living under a rock for the past 5 years, well, no, take that back, 4, yeah, kind of 5. Kind of depends on how you want to classify the fact that COVID-19 started in 2019 in China, but it started at the end of 2019, so kind of iffy. That's iffy. But when it comes to the past several years, we've probably, like, research efforts towards, being able to identify prion disease in living things have probably slowed down because there's a much more pressing issue like, COVID. We still don't completely know, like, the long-term effects of COVID. We know some possible long-term side effects of COVID, but the thing is, it's just not been quite long enough. I think the way to put this is like smoking. It's a good analogy, and what bugs me, it's COVID-19 for 2019, but it's like mid-December 2019. No, yeah, it's weird. I get why they did it, because it was a lot easier to just name it for the fact of when it started, because it's a lot easier to name things for after, like, oh, this started in this location, even if that's not where it completely originated, or, oh, this thing appeared in this year at this location type of thing, even though that might not be very good information at all. But it's kind of complicated naming things, especially when you get into viruses and bacteria, and just in general naming any living organism ever, because we have specific taxonomic shit for that. It's like, gotta name it somehow, and we have a system for that, because having a system for scientific naming makes things a lot easier. Like, for example, you know what a mountain lion is, right? That has so many different fucking colloquial, like, common names, that if we were just going based off the common names, you could say one thing, but a scientist wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about. But if you say puma concolor, then a scientist is like, oh, okay, yeah, that's this cat. We know what this is. that's why we have the naming system we do, because it's very easy to say, oh, XYZ thing, but when you're referring to common names can vary from area to area, um, and region to region, and stuff like that, which is why we have scientific names and scientific nomenclature. And trust me, it's very complicated and weird, especially when you're talking about viruses, because viruses aren't living things. And because they're not living things, I don't know why I came in this building, because they're not living things, it gets even messier, because you can't exactly completely rely on the naming conventions that you would use for living things. You can kind of borrow and have it be not awful, but also at the same time, you can't just take the whole genus species thing. I'm just making this shit up out of my ass because it's too late for me to actually fucking Google how we name viruses, and I'm trying to stream a video game that's kind of have to focus on one thing at a time. Oh my god, it's. But yeah, naming things is complicated. Naming things is complicated when you're talking about science. And there's also like then naming strains of bacteria and also viruses, because viruses and bacteria generally mutate a lot. There's a few exceptions to that, but with bacteria especially, it ties back to antibiotics. Because I mentioned MRSA earlier, we're going to talk about that now. If you ever go into college, which by the way, unless you know the field you want to do requires college, don't. I'm going to keep repeating that because I love college. It's fun. I enjoy doing college. But also at the same time, college is a shit ton of fucking education. It is an absolute fucking shit ton of education. It is a lot of education. It's very costly. Yeah, I've already graduated. No, yeah. But this is a fun lab I did recently for one of my bio classes. Looking at evolution in real time. It's a small scale thing, but we basically for about a month straight, we took these culture tubes, which had LB broth and then bacteria in them. And one of the culture tubes was just LB broth and the bacteria. In this case, we were using E. coli, but pretty easy to just take a guess. That's what we were using in the lab. And then the other tube, we added ampicillin. And at the start, both tubes had a mix of ampicillin-resistant E. coli and regular E. coli. And the whole point was, okay, what do you think's going to happen in terms of how much of each E. coli grows, for lack of a better description? And so, at the end of the thing, what was supposed to happen is you would plate them on plates. You'd plate the LB on both an LB amp and a regular LB plate. And you would do the same thing for the LB amp tubes. And what was supposed to happen is you would see a lot of growth on the LB plates for both of them, but on the LB amp plates, you would see maybe a little bit of growth on that from that E. coli grown in normal broth. Because keep in mind, it was a culture that had been at the beginning mixed with both LB resistant E. coli and regular E. coli. So there was both LB resistant E. coli, LB resistant, wrong fucking thing. Ampicillin resistant E. coli and just plain E. coli in the. What are you screaming about? What are you screaming about, sir? Sir? People? People. So what you would see at the end of the trial period, if you did everything correctly and everything turned out like it should, which is a very hard thing to do in science, especially when you're I'm still fucking salty about the fact that in my high school, because I went to a special high school, and I did a biology program, because it was like, you'd spend half of your day in lab, and the other half of the day you would do your standard academic courses that you would need to graduate. That's how this school worked, for context. And I'm still pissed, because the fucking first year, at the beginning of my junior year, because I only went junior and senior year, because they only did junior and senior year, because your first 2 years you had to go to regular school. It's also how I got my laptop. They gave everyone a laptop, and my graduating class got to keep ours for free. This boy is late 2021 tech, and he still works great. My brain's buffering. This is fine. I'm fine. My brain buffers. This is normal. I was thinking of words, and then I forgot words. This is great. I love life. If only I could think. That'd be great. Oh God, stop fucking buffering my brain. Why would you do this to me, brain? Ugh. My brain buffer. What were we talking about? Oh wait, we were talking about science. Yes. No, yeah. Prion diseases are very scary, and also just bacteria are cool. That's a good summarization of my thoughts. Also, just in general, things that scare me in terms of science. The fact that antibiotic resistance is a thing, and the fact that if people aren't fucking careful, and I swear to God, what? Why are you screaming? What? Mr. Boy, why you scheming? Why you screaming, buddy? What? You scream. Why are you screaming? What's so interesting? Who you talking to, buddy? Yes. What? What, boy? What? E. coli different batches. Yep. Yeah. Yep, E. coli. Oh. Why are you screaming? Oh. Oh shit, you're fighting your brother. Okay. Behave. You guys are right next to my feet. Behave! Hey. I would like to keep my feet the way they are, pretty please. Good cat. No, boys. Cats. I love them. They're stupid. They are stupid old men. I mean, they're not that old. They're 7 going on 8. That's not that old, right? Right? God, I can't believe they're old. Can't fucking believe it. I've had those cats since they were babies. Since the day they were born. What the fuck? Why are they getting old? Why are they getting old? I'll have a proper I'll have a proper existential crisis about this later. I gotta focus. I don't know what to focus on, but I gotta focus. Gaming. I gotta take my gaming seriously. Yeah. Gotta take it seriously. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Oh, cats. Okay, so as a part of HIV research, the Mayo Clinic made cats glow green. Not That's a very gross oversimplification of what happened, but it's a fun oversimplification of what happened. So basically, very commonly, to make sure as a check that when you're doing genetic modification that what you did I think 13 is old. In cats, yeah. In cats, the average lifespan is like 13, 15. Although that might be changing soon because of cool ass research involving Japan and a kidney vaccine. um, okay, that's weird. Like a vaccine for kidney disease in cats that might increase their lifespan from like 15 up to 30. That's cool as shit. I love that though, because that's gonna happen really soon. I think 2025 is what a lot of sites are saying, because they've already done like the clinical testing, and I think it's already approved by the FDA. It might not be. It might be. I don't quite know, but they're saying that like, oh, this might start rolling out in 2025, and that's cool as shit, because that means my babies can live for so much longer. I could have my babies for another. Okay, 7 minus 30. Yeah, cat's kidneys ain't great. That's. Oh, I'm sorry. It sucks, because it's like. It sucks even more when you realize just how many cats never got to live to see that. Oh god, I'm thinking about cats dying. I'm gonna fucking cry. Fuck, man. Fuck. Why are you screaming, buddy? Come here. Come here, I need a hug. Dad's gonna cry. God, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. Distraction. Oh, what are you doing in Stardew? I'm kind of just taking care of the crops, and because I'm trying to save up money to get a, what's it called? Silo, and then wait, is that what? No, yeah, silo, and then get a coop, because I want to get animals. These chickens, and also you need animals for the community center bundle, and it's just a lot more reliable to just get them than it is to have to rely on traveling cart. I don't know why I keep checking my fucking box. It's not doing anything. Like, yes, let me just check my inventory. Not inventory, my storage. Yep. So right now I'm just getting things, like foraging. Right now I'm cutting down trees just to kind of clear some of the trees, because there's so many fucking trees on the farm. Maybe some mining. No, I'm just when I play Stardew Valley, I don't really ever have a clear. Well, okay, the only clear goal I really have is finish the community center. I just kind of go like, you know what? I'm gonna play a video game and I'm gonna have fun with it, and I'll just do what I do, and it'll be fun. Especially because Stardew Valley doesn't really have a like plot. Well, not at least a very like direct main storyline type of plot. Like, Pokemon Legends Arceus, this is a good example. It's like the main plot is this, but also you can fuck around for like 12 different hours and not do the main story plot. Yes, I can fuck around for like 20 hours before actually doing the main story of plot. The world is my oyster. But you still have to do the main story plot, and there's like still the objective goal of, beat the game. But in Stardew Valley, it's just, okay, here you go. Here's a farm. Do what you want. Can you make friends? Yeah. Can you farm? Yeah. Can you farm in a farming game? Yes, you can. You want to go mining? Cool. I like that. Stardew Valley is just like, here you go. Here's a box. You have fun with the box. And people do cool things with the box. So that's fun. So yeah, generally right now I'm just getting things and doing things. I really need to play Stardew Valley with a more goal-oriented mindset, but also that sounds boring. I love Stardew Valley, but the whole idea of, I'm gonna set goals for myself. In this video game I play for fun and escapism. Gonna set goals. Gonna do those goals. Yuck. That just does not sound. Oh, bread. Bread. Trash bread. My favorite type of bread. Damn. Trash bread. Oh, wait, if there's bread, do you think there's anything in the saloon? That'd be something in the saloon saloon trash. I don't. Jesus, English is hard, and it's my first language, and it's the only language I speak fluently. You would think I'd be able to speak English, but no. My brain just does not work. Head, no thoughts. Head empty. It's just one of those days. It's always one of those days. My brain is soup. It's just always soup. But it's fine. Because at least it's tasty soup, I think. I've never eaten it. Would it be tasty soup? Brains? How would brain soup taste? Okay, now that's just morbid. What does brain taste like? Wait, why am I thinking about brain soup? Oh. I'm not even hungry. I had dinner before doing this. I love Stardew Valley. It's just like a nice cozy game. You sit down, relax. You play a video game. And you do nothing and everything at once. And that nothing and everything can be whatever you want. It's fun. I like it. Oh, hey, thing. Is there any good... Oh, it's a cog. Cat. I don't care that it's just the pixel cat. It's a cat. Can I pet the cat? I'm gonna pet the cat. I can pet the cat. Can I pet the kitty? Come here. Come here. I'm gonna pet you. Good boy. Who's your good boy? He flopped. He flopped. Kitty flop. That's Pog. Kitty flopped. Yippee. Why the fuck do I have several different cogs? Meh. Oh, big yawn. Yeah, you see, see progress slowly build up. It's nice. Yeah, it is nice. It's fun. You just gotta do things. It's like art. Because eventually you finish your... Well, I guess in this video game, the intention is never to kind of finish it. Because eventually there will always be something to do. Not necessarily from like a gameplay state. But, you know, kind of like... Eventually you'll get tired of maybe your farm layout and you'll change it. Or, you know, you'll get bored of something around your farm and you'll change it. So technically there's always something to do in Stardew Valley. Because it's whatever you want it to be. You want to farm? Yeah, cool. You want to find the strangest way to automate something? I guess. Go for it. But it is kind of like art though, because with art, you get to a point, like, well, you start it, and then you finish it, and then you can look at your finished thing, and, you know, like it. Or maybe you don't like it, and you end up, like, looking at it and critiquing it and figuring out what you can fix about it. But also, like, if all you ever do is critique the things you make, you're just gonna get burnt out and sad. Like, yeah, it's good to critique yourself, and it's good to realize you can grow, but if all you're ever doing is thinking of the ways in which you can improve, but never enjoying the things you do, that kind of just sucks the fun out of it. Because it's like, you get to a point where you're just like, I can improve this so much. I can improve this so much, but I'm not happy doing it. I'm not happy at all. Aw, you screaming? What you scheming about, buddy? At least you're not hurt. You're screaming like normal. Don't eat plastic, son. I hear you. Yes, I said no eating plastic. I don't know why you picked up that habit. Bad dog. You're not even a dog, you're a cat. I don't own dogs. Yeah? Come here, buddy. Oh, there you are. Hi, bud. Psst, 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 psst. Come here. Bad ears. Come here. Oh, that's what's being set up. Okay. Hi, buddy. I'm gonna pet you. I'm gonna pet you. You want pets? You want petted? You want to sit in my lap? You want to sit in my lap and watch me play video games? I'm just gonna chill. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, you're gonna take a nap on the table. You're gonna take a nap on the table. What you doing? What you doing? I have several questions about what you're doing. Are you... You know what? Just don't cause problems. That's all I ask of you, son. Alright, talk to the end. Oh my god! Ah! I keep forgetting I have a little portrait mod. What? How do you look? Oh, okay, you look cool. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty! Ah! How do you look? Yeah, you look depressed. That's how I expected you to look. MILF. I mean, evil, terrible mother, but hey, MILF. Oh, he's such a friend. I keep forgetting. Friend. Most of these characters are friends. Golden Retriever. Ewoy. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. I am a simple man. Damn. Damn, he's fine. The fruitiness is winning. Inside you there are two wolves. One of them is fruity. The other is deeply straight. You are bi. Oh god, I fucking love him. Oh my god, she's so pretty. I forgot I had portrait mod and I talk. Oh my god, she's also so pretty. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, she's so pretty. Also very pretty. Oh god, if there's one thing I'm a sucker for, it's older men. Oh god. Older men who would either write me poems or just make me a meal. That's the... I should not be simping for video game men. I should not be simping for video game men. Oh, friend. He's so friend-shaped. Pat, pat, pat. Get happy. He's something. It's not bad. The art's nice. Marlin just has a design. Oh, she's so cute. Aw. Also, I thought you were dating Lewis. Okay, hello. Aw, you're cute. You're so cute. Alright. Aw. A grandma. Enjoying her work. Yeah. Grumpy old man. Don't blame him, though. Gym bro. Hot gym bro, but like, gym bro. nonetheless. Little friend. Little friend. Alright. What does your portrait look like? Oh, I don't see your portrait. God damn it. Damn, it's only been an hour, like almost an hour and a half. I mean, it doesn't feel that long. It also doesn't feel that short. Somewhere in the middle ground of it feels like I should have been streaming for 2 hours, but also at the same time only 30 minutes. Where the fuck did I put my water? There it is. Hooray. That was fun. Go home. Yippee. Eep time. Honk shoe. Me. In game though, because I'm not tired. Yippee. Okay. The fruit is fruitening. Alright, 2011. 2012. Not 11. That is 12. I can tell my 11s and 12s apart, I swear. I swear on it. Oh, right, the thing. Give someone a gift. Okay. Step 1, find object. Step 2, give object. Are these gonna produce anything else for the rest of the season? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. They could produce something. They could surprise me. What's the harm in optimism? Parsnip. 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 Bum 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 ba da ba da ba. Jesus Christ. That is a big yawn. Okay. Nope. It's still early enough. I can do another like hour, probably, maybe. I can do another hour. I could probably play this game for a whole week straight. I love this game. I love it so much. It's just cozy. It's just comforting. You just sit down. If it weren't for the fact I'm streaming, I would have a nice warm cup of chocolate, hot chocolate. But also, like, why is my lip burning? It's not like a painful burning, but it's weird. It's not painful. Maybe I should get water. But oh wait, no, I drank all my water. Now now all I'm left with is ice. Oh, tough choices. How long have I been streaming? Okay. You know what? Get up and stretch. Get up, grab water. We're taking a break. You're all stretching. It is stretch time. We get up, we stretch, we get water. That's what we're doing. Okay, check. Get up, stretch, get water. It's break time. Okay, I'm back from my break, but if you're still on yours, that's cool. Yep, was in fact good stretch. Plus, I have water now. Yeah. Stretching every now and then is important, especially if you're sitting down for long periods of time, and you and you're and you don't know if your posture's very good. When I'm streaming, I have good enough posture though, because I do not want back pain. And I know that if I slouch while doing something on the computer, my back will be mad at me. Despite being a young college student, I almost said high school. I'm not in high school. I'm in college. I don't know why I said high school. I've been out of high school for almost a year at this point. Not quite a year, but yeah, it's like 2 months shy of a year. Like, you think that after being out of high school for a year, I would be like, yep, I'm not in high school anymore, I'm in college. Nope. But it's school still. My brain's like, yep, school. We went to school. The high school was our last like 4 years of life. That's what we're in now, and it's like, no, that's not how this works. You're in college. And my brain's like, nope, we're in high school still. And it's like, no, you're not. You haven't been in high school for like 10 months. You're not in high school anymore. The joys of time. Time is not real. I mean, I understand that it's a real concept and a real thing, but it just doesn't feel real, and it really doesn't. Like, it's like, what do you mean it's been a month? It's not been a month. There's no way it's been a month. It doesn't feel like a month. It's only, I mean, I don't know. Time just is not right. You'll get high school dreams forever. I hope not. I don't want to remember the fucking pandemic. I don't want to remember that. That can go in the part of my brain where the rest of the things that have negatively impacted my life go. It can stay in that little box. I don't need to remember my childhood. Remembering your childhood's for chumps. I don't need to remember the pandemic. Remembering the pandemic is for chumps. That's a joke. I need to cope with my poor everything somehow. Otherwise, I will collapse like a bridge. Maybe not completely collapse. I at least have more coping skills now than I did 2 years ago. Yeah, that's actually a good statement. I have more coping skills now than I did 2 years ago. Even 3 years ago, I have way more coping skills now than I did 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it's just, okay, life is fine. Life is fine. It wasn't fine. I was fucking miserable. Who'd have thunk the difference 3 years can make? Got coping skills. I figured out what I want to do with my life. I feel content. I feel okay. I no longer cry at the sight of old... Well, not cry, but I no longer feel dread at the sight of an old man. Life is good. Crazy what therapy does. God. Therapy and crying. Crying, therapy, and art. That's how you cope with things. That's a good way of dealing with things. You cry it out, and then after you cry it out, you process it in therapy. And if something bad happens to you, the first line of response should be crying, and then drawing whatever emotions you feel that are negative with art. Because once you've finished brawling him, by that point, you no longer feel whatever negative emotions you were feeling. You're like, wow, I feel okay again. And that's how I've coped with life for the past umpteen years. Crazy. Being alive's a weird thing when you think about it. It's like, there's so many things that had to go into making you be here. Really boggles the mind. Because it's like, and even then, there's so many things that had to go into making you the person you are now. And even if you don't like the person you are now, I mean, there's always room for improvement. And improvement isn't linear. It's a slow process. Doesn't mean you have to be happy that it's a slow process, but it's a slow process. It's like art. Everyone's got to start somewhere, and that somewhere is going to be shit. But with time, patience, and some good old self-dedication, I don't know if that's the right term there, but fuck it, we ball. Time, patience, and a whole lot of just figuring out. Through trial and error. Fuck around, find out. That's how you grow as a person. You fuck around, you find out, and hopefully from all that fucking around and finding out, you grow. That is the ideal circumstance. Is it the perfect circumstance? No, but it's better than death. At least when you're healthy. It's better than death when you're healthy. And that doesn't necessarily mean like peak health. It means just like, not terminal illness. Oh god, that sounds bad. And that sounds really dark and morbid. But it comes from a place of like just complicated feelings about seeing living things suffer. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes, I did draw my PNG. So, I like doing art as a hobby, and I've done it for a fuck ton of years. Like, God. Probably started when I was in, like, 4th, 5th grade. So, if I'm doing my math, that would have been, like, 10 years ago? About 9 years ago. Because it started, like, around 9, 10-ish. And yeah, I think there's a lot I still have left to learn. But hey, I'm happy enough. Like, I can learn, and I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't hate everything I'm making, and I can acknowledge that I'm not the best. So that's good enough for me. Because I can always learn. But I think in order to learn and grow, you gotta accept two things. That A, you gotta be happy with where you gotta be, and you don't have to like where you are now, but you gotta be okay, at least at the very minimum, with the fact of where you are now. In terms of art, it helps to be happy with where you are now, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like completely like okay, like completely like wow, everything I do is amazing. No, you gotta have a little bit of humility. Like, my art's it's not the worst thing I've in the world, and I've certainly done worse. But also at the same time, I think it's there's a lot of room for improvement, which isn't a bad thing. Spot place is really nice, and the color shifts also gives volume. Yeah, thank you. I do like this was a this is not the original model color or pattern for the matter. So the reason this is pink is because when I was doing I'm gonna switch to this real quick. If you can see in the background, it is beige, and obviously here there's a white filter over the background, which I also drew this. I also drew the background. But I was like, I drew the background. I'm like, shit, this is a lot of beige, and the original model is this. Ignore the fact that my mouth is fucked up because I accidentally overwrote the save for the original file where I had the mouth all nice colored in when I saved the pink edition. And so I had to go back and re-save all of this. And I just forgot to color in the mouth for when I'm talking and not blinking. But, so I was like, oh, wait, fuck, I'm beige. The background is a lot of beige. And when I stand against the background for, stuff like gaming, or if I were to, you can't see this, but this is like art, or if I was to do another game like play Pokemon, you can't really see the model too well. Like if I put it right here, it's fine, but if I put it over here where it's supposed to be, not blocking the entire gameplay, it doesn't really pop out as well. So I was like, fuck, I should probably do something about that. And I was like, wait a minute, pink. And the pink makes me stand out against the beige. Because pink is very different from beige. Although it does get a little weird because if I ever type something, because the toggle for the pink is E, and the toggle for the brown is R. So if I'm typing a message, like, it'll just do that. So not the best toggles, but hey, gets the job done. So, yeah. I also did the starting soon screen. That, I don't like how the tail turned out, but hey, I'm happy with the blinking and the tongue. There's also a little ear wiggle. Yeah, two of the most common English letters. Oh, yeah. I have to probably change that. But I did this as well. Because I was like, fuck. I spent like almost $200 on a good mic, and because I got an XLR mic, I was like, fuck, I need to get a thing to make the XLR work. And that cost $200. In the long run, it's probably for the better. Because, I mean, I like doing this. I'm probably going to do this for at least a good while. And in the end, also, this is beneficial because I do, in fact, at some point have to take online classes. So if I ever need to speak for one of those classes, I got a good mic. And so people can actually hear me if I have to ask a question or present something. But, so I was like, fuck, I don't have the money to commission artists right now. Plus, the cat model is temporary. At least, that's the ideal goal. And it's not because I don't like the model. It's fine. It's not bad. I've drawn better. But it's, it's good. It does the job. It's got a little movement. But ideally, at some point, when I have the money and the actual thing, because I was like, it also makes sense that this is temporary if you think about it, because the entire branding of my channel is yeah, start with PNGC. Yeah, that's also why I did it. But it's also the reason the model's temporary is because when it came to Basili, the actual character, not the cat, the character, because the character that will eventually be the end model. I had a kind of like concept of what I wanted to go with, but in terms of executing that concept from something you throw together in like a character creator like Picrew to something I can draw, like I've drawn in like concept art that I can show somebody and go, here you go, this is the design I have in mind. If you need to tweak something, you can. This is the idea. That takes some time and also like a lot of art thing. But I do have at least something of it done. I can pull up. Let me save real quick in Stardew. Let's finish this day and then temporary Stardew break to just show off the current concept art stuff I have real quick for Basili, because the cat's not named Basili. I mean, I, as the streamer, you can also call me Basili, but the cat is not Basili. I might keep the cat. I might keep the cat as like a toggle, not toggle, but like a redeemable thing eventually if I ever get to the not the big Twitch name thing, but the Twitch you only need like 50 subscribers and then like followers, not subscribers. Yeah, close enough. Not really, kind of. But 50 followers and then like so and so stats. That thing, if I ever get there, I might. I shouldn't be too down on myself. I'll get there eventually. It'll be slow, but eventually, if I keep doing this, I'll get there. But eventually, I might, like, if I get there, I'll probably keep the cat option as like a toggle, like not toggle, but like a redeemable thing. Probably not a like, not this exact model, of course. I'd probably. Oh, thank you, Locker Snap, for following. Oh, thank you so much. You've been fun to chill out with. Still stream, but because I might keep it because like it's cute, it's fun, but also I don't want to be a cat forever. Not because cats are bad. I love cats. I got three pets, three pet cats of my own. They're fun. They're silly. They're goofy. But as much as I like cats, um, I have a concept in mind. I have the branding in mind. Like I can't just stay a cat forever. But it'd be fun to keep the cat model in some way. So maybe I don't know. Talking about things that are way off in the future. Because right now that's like it's not an impossible goal. It's possible. It'd take a lot of time, but it's possible. But that's like a in the future goal. But for right now, it's just like the model works. It's fine. It does what it needs to do, and it's better than just no nothing. Because I don't want to show my face. Because like I don't think I look ugly. I just do not have the greatest of confidence in my appearance. Plus, I don't want digital footprint. I don't want to be haunted by whatever I say now. Doing this as a fun little thingy for my own amusement and joy. I like to be employed in the future, pretty please. Wait, I'm gonna change the toggle settings real quick, cause let's do tab and then that button. Okay, there we go. That should make the model flash less in the end. That was a quick fist. I don't fist. Yeah, fix. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, Jesus, English is hard. I give up. I tried. I give up. I can figure it out. Oh, stop running into a wall. Womp womp. I can. Yeah. Cat model. That's because I was like, I need something, and I was like, shit, what do I do? Because I was like, I don't have Basili ready. I don't even have like a proper like reference thing that I could, you know, throw into like a PNG tuber model. I just have really rough concept art. Wait, hold on. That reminds me. I said I was gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. So let me just. I exited the title real quick. That way, I just if it crashes, at least we're not losing anything. So, let me go here real quick so I can pull up the file. And for this, because I do have to open this in Krita, I just hope Krita doesn't fucking crash on me. If it crashes, it crashes. At least I'm not working on anything. Where is it? That's a fruit. That's a thumbnail. That's background. Not That's the stream schedule. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. So, I'm not going to start working on art. I just want to show concept stuff real quick. So this is kind of what I have with the bacilli, like translating the idea into art. And a couple of notes based on like feedback, because I was like, do I want to do the wings? So in the original like slapped together in a character creator thing, he had like batwing ears. And then as I was trying to draw it, I'm like, I don't know how to feel about these with the horns, and especially because in the end, in color, there's also going to be a splotch of like red here, because it's like the whole lore of Bacilli is that he's some type of eldritch horror made from blood auger plates covered in blood auger plates and Bacillus anthracis bacteria, which is obviously where the kind of like branding of Bacilli comes from, is Bacillus bacteria Bacilli. Just makes sense. So I was like, okay, considering that, would it be too busy? This is not the final outfit, by the way. This is just I wanted to put something on him so he wasn't naked type of thing. So I was like, okay, do I want to go with the wings? And then this is the final, like the winning result of. Oh yeah, the references these are eventual color references, but they're Bacillus anthracis. Anthracis. I'm not sure specifically why that's stained pink, because Bacillus. I think. No, that's not a gram stain photo. The gram stain photo's down here, and then that's what it looks like on Blood Auger. But those are the reference photos for not anatomy, because this is what I like to call I don't give a fuck if the anatomy looks good, I just need to throw my shit onto paper type deal. So I was like, okay, this what you were seeing is, I was like, okay, maybe I should keep the wings, and I was like, do I want to keep them on the ear placement, or did I want to keep them on the head? So I was like, hey, so I asked for advice, and I was like, hey, what do you guys think? And like people were like, okay, yeah, you should keep them on the head. I think that looks more interesting. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, yes, make smaller. That's what those notations are about. Then we're on to this. I fucking hate hands. Hands are hard. This is as close as I'm gonna get. Fuck it, we ball. Who needs realistic hands? So that's what this is this is eventually gonna be, because I haven't worked on this in a little bit, because I've been working on other assets in art related things, like the background, which you can actually see here in proper color and not the whited out version that's here. You can see the background. This is fun. This was fun because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do like a partial lab area, which is over here. And then, because I didn't want to do anything too complex, I just wanted something at least more visually interesting to look at than this. Or, this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna draw this. I'm like, okay, what makes sense? I'll just add a kind of like bed area, sleep area, and then have a lab area, because it'll make sense eventually. And then I was like, I need to add something to the background. So I'm like, because this is a like shelf type of thing, and then this is a tabletop type style dealio. It's like, okay. And so for this, because it's in the lab area, I add a little incubator. If you can see it, there's a tiny little auger plate. It's really hard to see, but you can kind of see it. And then over on the bedroom side of things, we have a shelf, and I was like, shit, I need to put stuff on the shelf. So I added a little tiny bacteriophage and a box. So that's the background. So I haven't really worked on the Bacilli concept art, because I was like, I need to do a background. I need to fix my starting soon screen. I need to do these specific asset things. So I haven't really worked on him as much as I would have liked recently, but he's on the I will eventually come back to you, I swear, my precious boy list. Right. Okay, rambling about art and showing off. Showing off personal, not personal, showing off like details about the stuff and talking about stuff. Done. Thank you. I'm glad to share. I like sharing because it was fun to do. Yeah. So that aside, let's get back to Stardew Valley. So yeah. So far, all of the assets I've done, well, all the assets I have are done by me. That's what I meant to say. Like my icon for Twitch, and then Twitter and the YouTube for VODs storage and highlight videos and all that junk. Junk in a positive context, not junk in a negative context. Sounds so mean. Like, yeah, you're junk. No, I don't mean it. I'll mean in a negative context. I just need something to say. Oh wait, shit. Oh wait. So, that all those assets have been done by me. The banner thing, I don't like my banner. Eventually, I'm gonna have to update it because it's awful. The banner is awful, but I like my icon. I think my icon turned out really nicely. Cause for that, and that was also really fun to do because I got to look up reference photos for how Bacillus anthracis looks on Blood Augur, and look at the colony morphology of that, which was very fun, and that was just fun to do. So I did my icon, I did my banner, and then I was like, I did the model, obviously. And what other things have I done asset-wise? Did my starting soon screen, both of them, because I have had 2 iterations of that. Yeah, I've had 2 iterations of that. The first one was bad because I didn't know at the time how to use the animation feature of Krita. So I was like, shit, I'm just gonna draw a little cat head and I'm gonna make it move by painstakingly copying the frames and just rotating them and moving them slightly, and it looked horrendous. And then I was like, well, okay, this looks terrible. I gotta fix this. And so I was like, I sat down, told myself, okay, I'm gonna figure out how Krita's animation feature works. Figured out how it worked, and I did the thing. And so now I have a nicer looking starting soon screen. But yeah, I have done all of the assets for my channel, and it's fine because in the end, eventually, once I have the money, I'm gonna just commission other people to do them. Because I'd like to support other artists. Plus, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to make a nice looking model of Vasily. Because I can draw people, I just can't draw people good. By no means is it bad art of people, it's just mediocre art of people. And if I'm gonna do a model, if I'm gonna do it, like have a Basili model, which is the end goal in terms of like model, like short-term end goal, not long-term end goal. Long-term end goal is probably something like a live 2D, but that A requires a shit ton of money, and B requires a lot of things because it like live 2D requires tracking and that requires a little bit more extensive of a setup because right now I my laptop is handling this okay enough, but my laptop is at the point where it's like I swear to God, if you keep doing this shit, I'm going to kill you. Because it can handle streaming, but oh my God, whenever I do Pokemon Platinum streams or Ace Attorney, because I have to use an emulator. I'm not gonna say which emulator because Nintendo has been going after emulators recently, and ideally keeping them. The less people that know about them publicly, I'm willing to share in private. Because at least in private, Nintendo can't access my DMs. They're not gonna care what I say in DMs. But at least publicly, because you can just Google it. Like, I mean, it works, and also, I mean, I'm pretty sure whenever I do use it, you can see the logo. It also just kind of sucks that I have to be so secretive about it because I don't want Nintendo to take my shit away. Like, and when I say that, I don't mean like, me specifically, but I mean like a lot of people, don't want to pay $100-something to emulate video games because Nintendo fucking sucks. Like, I love Nintendo to a degree. I like Pokemon. Pokemon's owned by Nintendo. As much as I criticize them, it's not because I hate them, it's because I am sick of their bullshit. It's like, please, why do you keep going after emulators or fan-made projects? Like, just let people have fun. Not everything is an attack on your fucking IP. God, I love Pokemon so much, and it sucks, because it's like, if I swear to God, if fucking Nintendo keeps taking down all the good emulators, it just sucks. And like, to an extent, it's like, oh yeah, well, in the end of the day, it doesn't matter because someone put Citra on archive.org, so you can still go download it if you want to play 3DS Pokemon games. And I think someone did that for Yuzu as well. And obviously, Nintendo's not gonna fucking go after archive.org. .org, because A, there's just so much shit on that site, and B, good luck with that. Also, a lot of people would be very pissed if they went after archive.org because they would be not only jeopardizing the what we do have in terms of stuff archived over there, but they'd also be setting a precedent, and a dangerous one, that anyone and everyone can just rip away content from the internet. And especially at a time and age where stuff like physical media is becoming so rare because everyone's going to streaming nowadays. You can easily lose anything you think you own digitally in the blink of an eye. And so it's super important that there's something like archive.org where you can just store a bunch of media, especially as physical media gets rarer and digital media can be taken away. I only heard about emulators through the crackdown. Yeah, it sucks. I knew about Citra because it was after I graduated. I was like, oh hey, my laptop's finally mine now. I can actually download a 3DS emulator and play 3DS Pokemon games, because around here I have a 3DS, I just don't have a charger for it. And it's dead, and I can't find it anyway. And I was like, nah, I want to play the 3D Pokemon games. Because are they good? Kind of. They're not bad, but they could be better. They could definitely be better. Especially X and Y. This is gonna be me talking about. This is gonna turn into another fucking hour-long rant about X and Y. Because I love X and Y. They're my first Pokemon games I ever beat. Not the first I played. First I beat. because if you ask me what the first Pokemon game I played is, it's black. It's not black 2, it's white 2. I just never ended up beating it because I was a child. I was in probably like the first grade, and I'd beaten all of the gyms, and I ended up at the end of the game. You have to go down in that cave, deal with Kirim, and I went to the cave. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go deal with this. And I got stuck, and I could not figure out how to get down the cave. And I ended up getting so frustrated that I just ended up erasing the save file. But I do fondly remember that. But the first Pokemon game I did beat was X and Y. Well, specifically Y, because I didn't have X, but I had Y. I loved Y. I love Yveltal. Yveltal's cool. But I'm gonna say it. As an adult, X and Y's plot fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. And it's not because they didn't try. There's just so many things that... I think a good analogy here is that they threw shit at the wall, and the shit just did not stick. And so it's not like they failed for a lack of trying. And even though they they kind of, X and Y weren't the greatest, a lot of people still remember them very fondly for, Mega Evolutions. And having some cool Pokemon designs. Like, not all of the designs were bangers, and... but a lot of people really like Greninja. I don't like Greninja. I can't explain to you why I don't like Greninja. I just do not like it. I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I like Chestnut, though. Chestnut's cool. I like my little grass guy. Cheston for the win. Sorry, Froakie. Froakie's cute. Frogadir's okay. I don't like Greninja. And it might just be because it's really popular. Oh, God. I'm not like other people. Ooh. Like, no, I just don't like it because it's pop. Because, like, Greninja's not bad. It's just that a lot of people overhype it and act like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And it's like, that's not fun. Stop acting like your fucking frog is the greatest thing in the world. And stop acting... Ugh. And it's not, like, I don't hate Greninja. I have to keep saying it, because, like, it's like, oh, you don't like Greninja. A lot of people, like, it feels like a lot of people jump to, you hate Greninja. No, I just don't like it. And part of that dislike is just because of how popular it is. And a lot of people are like, this is the best Pokemon. And it's like, okay, that's a subjective opinion, but please stop trying to say, it's the best. I feel bad for... He doesn't look frog enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I think that also is a bit of it. Bit of the reason why. I could never put my finger on, like, design-wise what I didn't quite like about it, because something about it just doesn't... If I took away the fact that I don't like it because it's really overhyped by a lot of people, if I took away that fact, I still probably wouldn't like it, because something about it just felt wrong. Even as instinctually as a kid, something about it just did not read right to me. And that's coming from me. I'm a furry. Things never read right. Oh, spoiler alert. The guy with the cat PNG is a furry. Got mods season. I just think anthropomorphic animals are neat, because who doesn't like a talking cat? Like, that's cool. Don't sexualize the cat, though. That's weird. Do not fuck the cat. That is weird. Although, at the end of the day, I don't care what you like in fiction. Just don't fuck the cat. Because there's a difference between thinking a fictional animal is interesting and then going out and committing horrible acts of bestiality against animals. Because whatever you think in your head, I can't penalize you for that. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't go to jail for thoughts you have, but you should go to jail for actions. That's my soapbox on how I feel about a lot of things, fiction included. At the end of the day, I'm an adult. I don't fucking care what you like in fiction. I don't fucking care what thoughts you have. As long as you're not hurting other living people, that's it. The bar is so low. It's just don't be a dick to other living things. For me, it's his tongue as a scarf, which is a cool idea, but now I can't use his tongue. Oh, that's a good point. What the fuck? I didn't think about that. Oh, he can't use his. Oh, that's got to be painful though. Having your tongue out at all times. What if it gets stuck on something? Oh God, what if it gets stuck on something? That's horrifying. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh, I don't like that image. Yeah. I think if I had to pick a favorite Pokemon design though from every generation, because that's a very subjective thing, but hey, subjective things are fun. I'd have to go Gen 1. I'd probably say, I'm trying to think, because a lot of Gen 1 designs are either boring or there's something just a little bit missing. Like, Voltorb is a cool concept because it's like Pokeball Mimic. That could be cool. But it just feels like it's missing something. I love the concept of Articuno. I love the idea. I love it. I just think you could add a little more to it. But if I had to pick a... Oh no, fucking weeds. Oh God. No, not these fuckers. Oh God. Alright, I forgot. The grass looks different in the season. Oh, is it a Pokemon? Right. Let's see. Gen... Okay, so... Okay, by generation... Gen... Okay, Gen 1... I think if I had to pick... Because I don't hate any of the designs. They're all good enough. And it's also the first generation of Pokemon. They always had room to improve. But if I had to pick a design that I think is my favorite, I'd probably say Dragonair. It's just a flowy noodle. It's got fun. It's also got a nice shiny. I don't even shiny hunt. I just think it looks nice. I just think they're neat. Gen 2, Furret. Are there a lot of cool Pokemon in Gen 2? Yeah, but Furret. Not even just because of the memes, just because it's a ferret and it's pink. It's pink? It does that? That's bug. That's cool. Although, okay, to be fair, Furret's also just adorable. Like, look at that. You can hug that. Furret is perfectly friend-shaped. There is not a single bad thought behind those eyes. You can just gently hold it, like a little bagel. Like a It's a fucking noodle. Why would you hold it like a bagel? That's such a stupid thing of me to say. I'm sorry. Furret for Gen 2. Then Gen 3. God, Gen 3 is a tough one. Gen 3 is a tough one. Oof. I think probably... Cast Form's a cool concept, not a great execution. cool in theory, bad execution. The chest hits don't do it. the the chest hits just, I know they're not supposed to be chest hits. They just look like tits. I'm sorry, cast form. I think I'd probably go with Bayonet, because it's a fun ghost. It's a fun ghost type. It's got fun design. It's overall very funky, but I think a lot of Gen 3's designs are very solid. Not all of them are bangers, but a lot of them are pretty solid. Gen 4, Garatina. It's just so cool. And it's like, ooh, it's so edgy, so dark. But like also at the same time, the one thing that sticks with me about Garatina is that one Tumblr post where they're feeding a poffin to Garatina, and Garatina just looks so happy. That's the one thing that is stuck with me about Garatina. Like, yeah, that's just a friend shape. That's just a friend right there. You could hold it. You could squeeze it. You could hold it. Giratina is just friend shaped. Is it evil friend shaped? Yeah, a little. But in general, I think a lot of Gen Force designs are also pretty good. There definitely are some that are, a little iffy. But hey, not all of them can be bangers. Gen 5, I really don't want to go for the biased pick of the starter Pokemon that I had. Because that's just so biased. It's like, yes, Gen 5, it's Oshawott. Totally no biased reason for why it would be Oshawott. Don't ask questions. Okay, so unbiased answer, I'd probably say Keldeo. It's just a cool little guy. It's a little fella. Little guy. Also, it had a interesting-ish movie. I didn't fully watch it. Because I might have fully watched it. I don't know. I was a fucking child. Give me a break. Gen 6. I'm not counting Megas. Because I'm going with just the creatures themselves. That's how I want to do this. Is just the creatures themselves. But Gen 6. Ooh boy, that's a doozy. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. But probably Yveltal. I want to say Yveltal. I don't know though. There's a lot of okay choices and there's a lot of good choices. That's how I feel about. There's a lot of options that are good, there's a lot of options that are iffy, and there are a lot of options that probably violate Twitch. Twitch TOS. I mean, okay, joking aside, because I don't think any of the Pokemon would violate Twitch TOS. At least not on a, like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for. What is it? Fundamental basis? Probably. It's close enough. But some of the designs from Gen 6 are very, very hit or miss. But if I had to pick a favorite, I think they did the two box legendaries really good. but personal bias leans me to Yveltal. I love Xerneas though. Xerneas is really good. I like Sylveon too though, especially its shiny trans rights colors. That's a really generic joke, but also at the same time, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Gen 9. So to be fair, I don't remember most of Gen 9. I played it and I beat it. I just don't remember most of it. It's not because Gen 9 is forgettable. Also, I never played the Ultra games. Womp womp. But it's not because Gen 9 is forgettable, it's just because it feels very overshadowed in a way by the other Pokemon in that game. And, like, it's got nothing to do with, specifically, like, oh, these Pokemon got overshadowed in their own region by, But I think regional variants really kind of overshadowed a lot of the Gen 7 Pokemon. Because, like, Gen 6, it's like, oh, Mega Evolutions, but you also had some pretty, really good super standout designs. With Gen 7, though, there's a lot of good designs. There's a lot of standout designs. It's just that everyone was talking about regional forms because a lot of the regional forms looked cool and a lot of the regional forms were interesting. But because regional forms were also a new thing, that really did not help in the slightest. But if I had to pick, which I do by my own rules, probably say I'm gonna count the regional forms for this. Cause when we get to Gen 8, when we get to Gen 8, that's why. But oh, hazmat, house mouse. Oh hey, money. But for Gen 7, Toucannon. I like Toucannon. I don't know why, but I remember getting really fucking emotionally attached to that Pokemon. Plus, it just has a nice shiny. And also, it's a toucan. Is it really just a toucan? Yeah, but also, it's an angry toucan. And it's a pretty toucan, so it wins. Gen 8, I'm gonna count Legends Arceus as a part of Gen 8 because it came out before Scarlet and Violet. And because Scarlet and Violet were to be the start of Gen 9, it only feels right. But Gen 8, Hisuian Lilligant. Hisuian Lilligant for the win. Because it's just so... It's majestic. And it's very regal. And I mean, all of the... God, all of the Hisuian forms were very good. And Galar also had a lot of good designs. I fucking hate the rabbit. I hate the fire rabbit. No, I don't know why I hate it. I fucking hate it. The twink rabbit can get out of my sight. It can go sit with the twink lizard at lunch. I don't like it. I do not like the fire rabbit. I don't have a reason for liking the fire rabbit. It's not even because it's popular. I just do not like the fire rabbit. It can go sit in the box. I named mine Prick. I did, like, I think a Nuzlocke, or, like, I don't know. But I was like, okay, no, I didn't do a Nuzlocke. I did a different thing. I was like, okay, I need a starter. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to pick the fire type, and I'm going to name it Prick. And I spelled it Pricc. And I fucking hate that goddamn rabbit. It's not even, like, it's big, because its design is fine. I don't even care that people like it. It's just, it feels wrong. You already have one twink furry bait. You don't need a second twink furry bait. Okay, that's it. That's it. Why are there 2 twink furry baits in my Pokemon? I can only handle 1 twink furry bait per generation. There is no need for that many twink furry baits in 1 generation. Nobody needs that many twink furry baits. Nobody. But yeah, Hisuian Elegant wins for Gen 8, in my opinion. It's just so pretty, so elegant. And also just kept... It's nice. I like it. Gen 9. Gen 9 has a lot of good designs. And also... yes, prick. It's spelled exactly like that. Gen 9, though. Let's... Oh, wait, no, fuck. I forgot about Appleton. I forgot about my baby. No. Fuck. Okay, I changed my answer for Gen 8. Appleton. I love Appleton. I feel so bad I forgot about it. I love Appleton. I had an Appleton first playthrough of... first playthrough I did of Pokemon Shield. I had a Corviknight named Rook, I think. No, was it Rook? Yeah, it was Rook. And then I had an Appleton I named Worm, spelled like the dragon type. Not the Pokemon dragon type, but you know, the type of dragon, worm. And for whatever reason, those 2 were oh fuck, I forgot a weapon. Those 2 Pokemon just were always together, like when you would go camping in the game. They were always next to each other, and they were always like in like very close and lovey-dovey with each other, despite being Pokemon. And it's like I just remember that very clearly, and I remember I loved both of them dearly. My lovely little lesbian dragon bird pair of Pokemon. God, that's such a weird fucking sentence. God. I can't keep a straight face saying that. But yeah, and Gen 9. I think a lot of Gen 9 designs are good. Not great. Not bad. But they're good. They're like... Because I think by this point Pokemon knows how to design Pokemon. And I think a lot of the designs are also just great. I think there's very few designs in Gen 9 that I hate. I think... Let's see. Palafin? Something about its hero form just does not look right. I don't hate Crocolore, but something about it's a little weird. Goldengo? Why the fuck would you do that ever again? I do not like Goldengo. It's not even that it's bad. It's just that you could have executed the concept so much better than that. I don't know what I just did there with my voice. But, like, the concept of Goldengo could have been executed so much better, and it just... bothers me. I like, Gimmighoul. Gimmighoul's cute. But Goldengo has got to Golden Go. What else? But if I had to pick a favorite, there's a lot of good candidates. There's a lot of good candidates for Gen 9. I don't want to say Clodsire because that's a very generic answer, but for good reason. Clodsire is just, it's such a friend. It could never hurt me. It's just a little guy, a little friend. It's a little guy, little friend mode. I also, I remember I was roaming about and I just randomly, I got into a Pokemon battle, and out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a shiny Paldean Wooper, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that shiny? that shiny? And so I exit the battle, and I go, and sure enough, it was a shiny. So that's how I got shiny Paldean Wooper that I later evolved into Clodsire. And then I also got another shiny that way. And it was shiny Screamtail. A little shiny Screamtail Parasite Eve. I originally named that Screamtail like just several capital A's. I'm not gonna scream. It's way too late. I don't want to wake up my family. They would kill me. But it's several capital A's in a row. And eventually at some point I was like, okay, I gotta change this name. It's just weird. So I was like, I know, I'll name it something else. And I happened to be listening to Parasite Eve by Bring Me the Horizon at the time. And I was like, yep, this is a good song name. It's a good name for a Pokemon. It's fine. Because I remember because I had gone down to Area Zero to catch to work on my Pokedex. And out of the corner of my eye, because I caught a Roaring Moon, and I ended up getting in a battle with a Gibble. And as I'm battling this fucking Gibble, I go, wait a minute, that doesn't look like a normal Screamtail. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that shiny? And I go, oh shit, that's shiny. I exit the battle with the Gibble, and I go ahead and I catch the shiny Screamtail. Other shinies I have in that game: full odds shiny Swablu that I later evolved into an Altaria. Masuda Method shiny shiny Eevee that I evolved into an Espeon because I like shiny Espeon. I'm a shiny Espeon defender. People hate on it. And, like, to be fair, yeah, it's a green shiny. Green's not for everyone. But it's a cute green. It's a little guy. It's a little fella. It's got a fella defense. And also, it's just, it's I don't know. It's got a nice shade of green. At least to me it does. And then I also Masuda methoded for shiny Hoppip, which is funny because after I beat the game, I was walking around and I just found a full-on shiny Hoppip. But I Masuda methoded for shiny Hoppip because I was like, I want a Hoppip, so I can name it Babu after the Alpha Rad Hoppip. like a fucking child. Like, okay, inspiration from the name. So original of a concept, but hey, I got it. So that was fun. No, yeah. Those were all the shiny Pokemon I've caught so far in Paldea. And I love them all very dearly. They're just little guys, little fellas. Right. Gen 9 best Pokemon. I don't know if I already mentioned it. But if I had to pick a personal best in terms of like, I like this design, overall favorite, for Gen 9, because I did the rest of the gens. Gen 9, it's Clodsire. It's Clodsire. I'm going with the generic answer because I can't let my boy Whopper stand in like that. No, wait, I renamed him recently. What did I rename him to? I can't leave my boy stand in like that. He's just a little guy, a little fella. Deserves all the love and attention. He's just a little guy. A little fella. No, yeah. And so that's it. Gen 1 was... I forgot what I said for Gen 1. Gen 2 is Furret. Gen 3 is... oh wait, Gen 1 was Dragonair. Gen 2 is Furret. Gen 3 was... oh god. I forgot Wait, Gen 3 was... Give me a minute. Gen 3 was... Fuck, what did I say for Gen 3? Put a pin in that. We'll come back to Gen 3. Gen 4 was Giratina. Gen 5 was Keldeo. Gen 6 was, I think, Yveltal. Gen 7 was... Oh god, what did I pick for Gen 7? Oh, Toucanon. Gen 8, Appleton. But if we're... No, just Appleton. And then Gen 9 is Clodsire. Those are my personal top picks for every region. Not every region. Every generation of Pokemon. Okay, night. I think I'm going to call it 2 because it's getting pretty late. Well, I'm going to save this game because it's late. And I'm also probably going to go to bed because it's like almost 11, 12:30 at night. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for chilling out. This has been fun. I'll be live tomorrow I'll be live tomorrow at some time. Tomorrow I'll be live at 10:30 p.m. with Pokemon Platinum. Until then, I'm gonna save real quick. But until then, remember to drink water, get a good night's sleep, and have a good day. All right, I'm gonna go save. I'm gonna drop all this stuff in here. You. Okay. Now let's go save. Cat. Kitty cat. Okay. Okay. Yay, level 1 combat. I wasn't even quick during the night. Okay. Alright. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. 10:30 p.m. EST. We'll be playing Pokemon Platinum. And also, obligatory plug. Go follow me on Twitter, same name, if you want updates on when I'm going live, what my stream schedule is, that fun stuff. If you want to go watch the VODs, or any highlight videos or shorts I may post, you can go follow me on YouTube. Same name. Okay, plug done. Good night.